Hello, once again. This is Jedi. I've been um, over the last few days trying to determine what might be um, another way to approach the understanding of the illusory world that we live in an effort to express to you the very real and certain fact that this world is an illusory world and it isn't real, and that everything in it and about it is all illusion, and that it's critically important for everyone to somehow, very soon, and with some degree of uh, internalized acceptance, that this is the fact, that the world is not the reality that you think you are experiencing, um, and that everything in this dream illusory world is quite simply just that. Nothing is real. And I suppose maybe the reason why it's, well, to me, it's critically important, the way that I see it, is because it's true, and anything that's truth should be accepted, understood, and accepted, and internalized for for a variety of reasons. Because truth needs to be expressed, you know, um, and it cannot be suppressed. It should not be suppressed. But if you can suppress the information that people receive in terms of what is possible, then to the same degree you can suppress what is possible by perception. Once you have accepted what you were told is possible, then that is what it is. You live in a box. So anyone who starts to talk about things that are beyond the perception, you immediately dismiss them as crazy. Like me, for example. I must be crazy. In the 14th century, and before Newton and his laws were finally codified and presented to the world, of the laws of gravity, etc., the popular assumption and belief was that the world was probably flat and not a sphere. Because the understanding was that if we lived on a sphere and a round ball, then we would simply fall off. And that, of course, is not a crazy belief, because, well, I would have to agree that that would likely be my assumption too, because we had not yet been familiarized or presented the evidence and the laws of gravity as they were. So without the gravity information into the equation, the belief of a spherical world was difficult to accept, and the fact that we would fall off would simply be the only thing that could be. Once gravity was presented to the equation and understood, suddenly the spherical world now becomes a possibility, and in fact is true. It is that, because now it's not so strange or difficult to accept and understand. We see that it is that way. Okay, so you understand, I'm trying to establish here something of an anecdote that can express what I'm telling to you in the same manner, such as, if you're not given all of the information that you have, that you need in order to accept the illusory world that you live in, then you simply won't accept that it is an illusion and that it's not real. Because everything that you know to be the laws of physics and gravity and all the other things that would counter this understanding would seem to hold fast to your belief system, and thereby counter this illusory understanding. Um, the solid world theory, as we know it, cannot support shape-shifting beings, right? Because it simply isn't right. But the frequency range expresses reality as we know it. So everything in this world and around this world and in it is not only an illusion, but it also adheres to a frequency range, as everything is magnetic, even us, and we have a frequency range too. So quantum physics, on that account, says that we have an ever-expanding super expanse of possibilities without ever anything actual or definite ever taking form. So that's what quantum physics says. If that's true, then how is it possible? Well, reality needs conscious observation to actualize. Whatever determines the intended illusion may in fact project anything it will into the observable environment, but it must be consciously observed for it to be manifest. So long as you can be sure to project the intended suggestion upon the environment, the observer will invariably perceive that suggestion or illusion. Quantum mechanics says that this is an imaginary three-dimensional world that doesn't exist at all. This is science. The only reality that is actual is the one our minds manufacture. Illusion comes from how our minds perceive. We cannot search for an outside source to find illusion because illusions come from within the mind. The fundamental existence of reality is essentially empty and not observable by sensory perception or existential technological apparatus. Once one consciousness experiencing one reality subjectively. Life is a dream or an illusion. So it's one consciousness, one reality that we all experience on a subjective level that determines the illusory presentation. The appearance in the mind is the thing itself. This is the illusion. Immanuel Kant said we have noumenon, which that is perceived, the thing, and phenomenon, that what appears, the representation in the mind. We mistake our experiences as an accurate perception, representation of the world. This is a mistake, okay? We are confusing, you are confusing the things around you and your experiences with what is actual in reality. I hope that it's made some sense, or that I've been able to be a little bit more clear with this respect as I've tried to put it together in a little more of a academic way. I don't know what it's I generally make videos with a dialogue that I have pre-arranged and written out with pretty specific points as a ongoing dialogue or a story, as it were. And this one I'm trying to do something different because this is such an enormously critical, important fact or issue that I am so completely at odds with how to express it to you so that you can finally understand the things in your world and your reality that's around you, what is real, what isn't, and how things can be that you can't possibly understand, how it could be this or it isn't that, and that I'm standing here right before you smoking a cigarette. Or am I? It looks like I'm smoking a cigarette. Sure looks like it to me. I see smoke coming out of my mouth. But it could be nothing more than what I've projected to you as a suggestion for what I want you to see. And so long as you're not, resisting whatever suggestion I'm pronouncing to you, then you will see exactly as I want you to see and what I want you to see. If you see these necklaces around my neck, it's because I've suggested to you that they're around my neck since the very moment that you started watching this video. So long as you don't have any other reason to believe that it could be anything else, you will simply see that. That's all. Okay, well, I've tried. I'm trying. Let me know if it helps. Thanks.